If you're going to carry on riding outside through winter, then the cold and wet conditions are best handled with something heavier, grippier and more puncture resistant than your summer rubber. Need to click play on the old auto cue. Fortunately, when it comes to the best winter road bike tyres, there are plenty of great options out there to prevent your rolling resistance adding to the winter sluggishness. Here are 6 of our very favourites, and stick around for our last choice, which we reckon is a bit of a steal. First up, we have the absolute classic that is of course the Conti 4 Season. A tough Duraskin mesh and 2 Vectron anti-puncture layers beneath the tread make this an excellent choice for chilly miles. At 280 grams for a 28mm version, it's a good weight too for a rider wanting a faster winter tyre. Conti's Max Grip silica rubber compound provides a good level of grip in both the dry and wet, so it's a good choice for winter and one that we have had no problems using during spring and autumn too. If you however desire even more protection, then Continental also makes the Gator Hardshell, which is a similar tyre but with a 3rd layer of polyamide in the sidewalls. Fixing a flat in the cold and wet really is a miserable job, so it makes sense to use tyres with better puncture resistance to avoid it. Next up, we have a tyre that was only released this year, the Pirelli P Zero Race 4S. Just like this one. The 4S part of the name is of course referring to the fact that it's designed for 4-season use and the successor of the P Zero Velo 4S. The Pirellis impressed us with their grip in mixed conditions whilst feeling quick to ride. If you want a summer tyre-like feel year-round, these are among the best options out there. It's no wonder then that we gave them a 9 out of 10 rating, and they also made it into our recommends show. We weren't the only ones to think this either. My second favourite cycling website, behind road.cc of course, Bicycle Rolling Resistance, found that these 4-season tyres were in fact quicker than Pirelli's race and summer tyres, citing that the Pirelli's new factory in Italy improving the overall quality and control is probably the most likely reason for that. At $62.99, these certainly aren't cheap, especially as these are... I might have it back, even though I just chucked it. At $62.99 per tyre, these certainly aren't cheap, especially as these are clincher only tyres. At the time of this video being made, Pirelli doesn't offer a tubeless version of this tyre, but we'd be very surprised if we make it through 2023 without one being launched. Overall then, Pirelli's P Zero Race 4S is about as good as it gets for a fit and forget year-round clincher road tyre, certainly if you're after one with light, grippy summer tyre-like ride quality, and tubeless fans will need to wait a little bit longer for this option. But for clinch riders, great all-season tyre. Sticking on the speedy side of things, you'd be hard-pressed to separate the Corsa Control from many summer tyres. In fact, this is the tyre that I'll be using during my winter crit season. It's gone off the screen. The reason for that is that these have absolutely mind-boggling wet weather grip and a lovely supple casing that not only aids comfort, but are also led to believe reduces rolling resistance as well. This will come as little surprise when you realise that the Corsa Control shares the same 320 TPI casing as the more racy tyres in the Italian lineup. Andrew, can you scroll a bit? The main difference is that these have a thicker rubber tread, which not only boasts puncture protection, but also means that these will last slightly longer than the summer equivalent as well. And it's also worth noting that the Vittoria Terreno is also an excellent winter tyre, which also costs less, so check that one out as well. Also, as an added bonus, we found tubeless setup an absolute breeze. Unlike many of the options covered here, these do max out as a 30mm though, so if you want something bigger, then you're going to have to choose one of the other options. And that leads us on to a little interlude about a little fact I recently learnt. I happen to have 2 sets of the same tyres in the same place at the same time. One a 28mm and the other a 30mm. And it was only when I rolled them out next to each other that I realised that this particular pair were almost identical casing size, so from bead to bead. A bit of research into this matter showed that this is all down to the new-ish ETRTO standards. That's a mouthful. These rubber rules state that 28mm tyres must measure 28mm on a 19mm internal rim, whereas the 30mm tyre has to measure 30mm but on a 21mm rim. Therefore, when they're inflated, well, they come out a very similar size, but they are slightly different because the tread section is bigger because of how you blow it up. Anyway, I digress. Where was I? Ah, yes, the Goodyear Vector 4-season tubeless tyres. Yeah, they're good. I should probably say something else about them, shouldn't I? Well, Stu, who reviewed these, said that they were reliable, confidence inspiring, and also impressed him with their tubeless compatibility. That's saying something too, as Stu is a bit of a traditionalist, bless him. These Goodyears held air like nobody's business, and they're also a few quid cheaper than the other options we've mentioned so far. Get ready for the Panaracers. You can put that in if you want. Getting cheaper again, we have the Panaracer GravelKing Slick TLC. That was an awful throw. Now, I can't be the only one to find the GravelKing range slightly confusing, as it seems to change every other day, and it's never the ones that you want that are on sale. Anyway, in my humble opinion, if you're riding mainly on paved surfaces, then these are the ones to get, although the other slick GravelKings are also very good. The TLC bit of the name refers to the tubeless compatibility of these tyres, and there is also a plus version with even more puncture resistance. This particular model comes in all manner of sizes. In fact, that's too many to read. These sizes. You got to do some editing magic. These come with either black or brown sidewalls, but also for anyone after something really extra, then check out these GravelKings. And we've saved the cheapest till last at $29.95. These Hutchinson Challengers are a firm favourite amongst some of the world's best ultra endurance athletes, thanks to their unbelievable durability. Hutchinson claims that you can get 5,000, yeah, you heard that right, 5,000 miles out of these bad boys, and our testing gave no reason to query that, making them even more of a bargain. Never as easy as it seems, is it? Ooh, maybe there was an event on. For now at least, this tyre is offered in 25, 28 and 30mm widths and is clincher only. That said, we have spotted Hutchinson's sponsored athletes out trialling a tubeless version, and Hutchinson have said we can expect that to hit the shelves in 2023. For such a hard-wearing tyre, it is surprisingly supple, offering great handling wet and dry, and good rolling resistance, which makes this easy to recommend. So there you have it, our favourite winter road bike tyres, tried and tested. Of course, with the recent snow, you might be better off with a gravel tyre, or maybe even something with studs if this carries on. I somehow doubt the weather will stay like this though, so get a set of these ready in your cupboard. Let us know how much you're prepared to spend on winter tyres down below in the comments section. If you found this video informative, then give us a like, and remember to subscribe to the channel in preparation for our end of year awards. See you then. Yeah, anything for you, Andrew? Get my sleepy men out my eyes.